Welcome in another week, another edition. It's the SPO Ballers League here from the confines of our luxurious SPO Championship Studios. Today we have a special guest. Nick Hambley is going to join us, and we're going to talk about the awards from the season. And the next time you see the Championship Studios, these names back here will be different. This picture here of last season's champion, it will be different too because we have a new champion. And let's talk about it. All right, as promised, we're back in the Championship Studios. My special guest, Nick Hambley. Welcome. How you doing today, man? Thanks for coming in.
I'm doing great.
You ready to talk some basketball here?
I'm ready to talk some basketball.
Yeah, nice. Anyway, so we have some categories, some award winners from last season. We're going to have the, I put it on here, VIP. Actually, I think I meant MVP of the season. And you may be surprised who the winner is. We also, Defensive Player of the Season, another interesting contest. And the one that I think got the most attention, most people were talking about, mainly the rookies.
Yeah.
But the rookies of the year, they absolutely concerned about who's winning the Rookie of the Season. Now, you had a guy like Van Hoos, he was a good player. He was coming on, really helping version 3.
Right.
But then he got injured and was out for a week, and then he's not with us right now. And so that really hurts his chance. I mean, when you're not winning the league, it hurts your chance. But did he do enough while he was here to warrant a position?
I don't know, Mr. Romero, but we definitely have some very exciting rookies this season.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so another rookie, RJ Tuck. Okay, he's a guy that wasn't a prolific scorer, but he was composed. He kept his team together, and he had his moments. He's obviously a good basketball player, and I think in this league one of the things, and I don't know if I even like it, is everything's gauged by how many points you score.
Right.
But that's not really what determines a good basketball player.
Correct. RJ has tremendous leadership. He was able to lead the FA4 to a couple good wins this season.
Yeah, and he listen, he was dealt a hand. We always struggle, and we talk about it all the time, keeping the balance together. And I think that he kept his team together. I think that they were competitive. And for the most part, you're dealing with a lot of adversity, he still managed to keep it together. So another candidate would be James Harold. Okay, James Harold started this year, and he had his ups and downs. But in my opinion, and this is not just for the show, whatever, I tell him that he's a lot more athletic than I thought he was. And he had his moments. Now, were they enough moments?
That will be determined.
Yeah, by the voters.
By the voters.
Well, he's not the. Oh, go ahead.
But we definitely saw some great games from Nathan. I feel very underrated on defense. He can make a difference on defense, inside the paint, outside the paint. He's versatile. Yep,
he actually, and I've had my personal experiences with this. It's like there are guys that I know I'm just put a little body on him, box him out, get a rebound, and he's out-jump me. Again, that's not necessarily, out-jumping me is not necessarily an accomplishment in itself, but if you play smart and you use your body and you box out, you shouldn't have that happen. But when you get against a better athlete, then you can't just do those little things. You have to you do those little things and be an athlete. So he showed me that you're not just going to put a little body on him and out-rebound him, and he out-rebounded me on several occasions and surprised me.
Yeah,
so one more guy we have to talk about. And this guy, he's been in the league since the beginning, but he's kind of, I don't want to say late bloomer, that's the first word that comes to my mouth, is Wyatt. Ronnie Wyatt. And he did pretty well. He did okay. He had his moments, but he had one game at the end of the season where he scored 41 points.
Right.
And put himself on the map.
It was without some of the teammates on his team. He stepped up in a big way. What was it? 41 points. He had a big game. Flew under the radar for most of the season, but that big game could put him right in the running.
All right, so I'm going to leave it up to you. What category would you like to release the winners from first? Are we going to go the rookie?
I would say my favorite, Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year. All right, so we're going to start. There were votes, and if you understand how the voting went, you voted for first place, second place, third place, and those each place got points. So if you voted for someone in first place, they got 3 points. Second place, 2 points, 1 point for third place. So in third place, not surprised here, Joe Brown. Joe Brown, third place.
Yeah, very good defensive player. He's not known for his defense, but that's only because he's so good at everything else.
Yeah, and I think when you're scoring so many points and you're doing so many things that people notice, yeah, defense. But the fact of the matter is, you didn't want to go to paint with that guy standing around. And the thing is, he's not really even much taller than I am, but man, he feels so big when he's out on the court.
No, he's uber athletic.
Yes, absolutely. All right, second place, Pascal.
Man, I don't know what this. I can't say enough good things about Pascal. He's physical. He has great endurance, and I don't know what else to say. He's a great defender.
The thing about Pascal is he's completely untapped potential because he still does a lot of things that it's just athleticism. And the guy doesn't play basketball. He didn't play basketball. He's a soccer player. So first of all, he can run all day. All right. 2, he's athletic. And 3, he did well even when he didn't know what he's doing. I mean, he quite frankly, he still reached a lot. He doesn't understand angles and cutting players off and moving his feet in the right way and anticipating. That's another thing that's important with defense is saying, you know what, hey, I'm going to take that person's left hand away or their right hand away. I'm going to edge this. Where's my help coming from? I'm not going to give them a clear path to the basket, so I'm going to make them go into the traffic. All those little things, it's not something he's really learned yet. And so while he's a very good defender, he's a guy that still totally untapped his potential.
Very excited.
All right. So now the winner for the Defensive Player of the Year. Nice. Seth Cornett. And matter of fact, it really wasn't that close. He had by far more first place votes than anybody else.
I'll be honest with you, Romero. Seth might be one of my favorite players to go out there and watch because he just hustles so hard. There's not a loose ball he doesn't go for. There's not anybody he won't guard. He will get the top scorer on any team, and he won't let up.
No, relentless.
He's very exciting, and I just love seeing that good basketball.
Absolutely. So there you go. You have Seth Cornett, the winner of Season 2's Defensive Player of the Year. Seth was on my team. I appreciate him. He helped us win a lot of games, took a lot of pressure off of, because, man, if you out there chasing around a guy like Ryan all day or chasing RJ all day or chasing any of these guys, it doesn't leave, especially a guy like me, a lot of energy to work on offense and score. So he took a lot of pressure, and I'm proud to announce Seth Cornett as the Season 2 Defensive Player of the Year. All right, so next, should we go into the golly? I don't know. Is it MVP or is it the rookies? Which one are people most waiting for?
I'd say the league as a whole is waiting on MVP. But those rookies, man, they're feisty. They really want to know.
All right, so let's go rookies next. Next is rookies. All right, so now I had to make some adjustments on the voting, and I didn't specify this, but at the end of the day, you can't vote for yourself. So there's a couple of people, one specifically, who love to vote for himself, like literally vote for himself for first place, second place, and third place. Anyway, so I got a good laugh, and I said in a text message, I don't know, should this be a shake your head moment or a laugh out loud moment? And I went with shake your head moment. So anyway, third place for Rookie of the Season, Harold.
Harold, he's like I said, he's a great defender. I think very underrated. But yeah, well deserved.
Well deserved. And I think that he's another guy. Listen, unrefined game. If he actually worked on it and continued to play and improve, I think Nathan Harold could end up being a much better all-around player if he works on his game a little bit.
It's definitely not an insult because this is a very good rookie class.
No,
we had some great players this year.
It's funny, I didn't think about it from that perspective, but there's a lot of competition because if you put it in perspective and think sometimes you might get a handful of guys that never even played basketball that just want to come out and run, and it's like, oh, well, that was pretty easy, but this was some tough competition. And I think when you add in circumstances, the circumstances when Van Hoos, he's here, now he's not here. Then you have another guy who is solid but has a huge game and when it matters the most. You got to have that huge game At the end of the season, not the beginning of the season. Nobody cares what you did. What have you done for me lately, right? So, okay, let's move up to the second place. Speaking of what have you done for me lately, Wyatt. Ronnie Wyatt, second place in the MVP ballot.
Could have been first with one more game like that.
Yeah.
But fell short just a little bit, wish we could have saw that some more. But, yeah, go ahead.
One more thing is that maybe goes under the radar is he didn't play in the playoffs. He had a family situation. He had to leave, so he went on PTO. Right. So he wasn't here to play. So if he would have followed up that big game, not with another 40-point game, but maybe a 22-point game, maybe a game where he scores 16, but he shoots one over Joe, blocks a shot, just makes people recognize or notice, oh, he did something. He could have moved up in the voting. But hey, no shame in the game. Already mentioned, it is a tough class. And so second place, Ronnie Wyatt. All right. So now I think there could be some trepidation. There could be some people right now saying, who is it?
Somebody's going to be mad.
Somebody's left out. Who would that person be? Would that person be, is it RJ Tuck or is it Van Oos who's left out? The person left out right after this commercial break.
Hello, I am Cooter Wilmot, proprietor of this here Job Corps Incentive Store, Honky Tonk Feed Store, Gun Shop, Used Car, Burger, Bait, Barbecue, Barbershop, Laundromat, General Store.
All you incentive card holders, you platinum, you gold, you blue, you green, you gray. We got something nice for all of you.
Everything from snacks to deodorant. And if you're a vibranium card holder,
at the Job Corps Incentive Store, Honky Tonk Feed Store, Gun Shop, Used Car, Burger, Bait, Barbecue, Barbershop, Laundromat.
All right, we're back. Make sure you check out that incentive store. There's lots of good things going on there, and you don't want to miss any of it. But where were we? Were we at the MVP? No. Rookie of the Year. Who wins the rookie? I bet the suspense, you could cut it with a knife right now.
Oh, somebody's definitely typing in that messenger group.
Right now they're typing. And the winner, give me the drum. Ronald Tuck, congratulations. This season's Rookie of the Year, man. Good job. We'll get some crowd applause in here and make him feel good about his accomplishment. Good job there, Rookie of the Year. You are truly probably the most balanced player. Again, you're not scoring like Ryan every week. You're not, but you're a solid player from top to bottom, and you earned it. And you played solid throughout the whole year. You didn't have that big game and a small game. You just played solid. So anyway, congratulations, and RJ Tuck. And I say that, and I have to pause. I'm like, is that right? It's RJ, but it's Ronald Jr. Yeah, so it'd be RJ Tuck. All right, congratulations, RJ. Congrats. All right, so let's move on to the big one, and that's the MVP. I literally wrote VIP on here, so every time I look down at it, I confuse myself. But anyway, it's pretty close. It was pretty close.
Yeah, either way you're gonna go, somebody's gonna fill her out.
All right, and so honestly, the way this all panned out, as I mentioned, sometimes I think people look at best players. It's how many points you score, and I'll be the first to say points don't matter. Matter of fact, I think if we kept more stats, which is a challenge, and we are going to try to improve that next year, we can see if we can't find somebody to be the scorekeeper / statistician, and make sure that we consistent on getting rebounds and getting assists and stuff. You'll find that, man, that person that has 10 assists and 15 points might be a bigger contributor than the person that just goes out and scores 25 points every game. So anyway, so we're going to start off with third place. It's actually a tie. Okay, so two people, and this is kind of interesting when I look at it from this perspective. The anonymous baller came in with a tie with Isaiah Barnes. Now, I'll be honest, third place was there was a far distance between third place and the first and second place. So anyway, congratulations, Isaiah Barnes. Listen, man, no one, I don't think, was more impressed than me. I say this as a compliment, but sometimes I do this and it kind of sounds like I'm insulting someone. When the teams were put together, based on last year and everything, I think that it shows. And when you put a guy on a team with the right chemistry, I mean, they can blossom as a player.
Definitely one of the most improved this season.
Absolutely. And you, sir, I'm impressed with you. I'm proud of you. And here's the thing, not just how you were scoring, because the thing that hurts is he scored the day that Ronnie Wyatt scored 41. He scored 40.
Yeah, that's tough.
And he scored the 40 in the first game, so we were like, hey, patting him on the back, man. Hey, you're going to be this week's high scorer. But no, Ronnie took it from him by 1 point. It's not just the scoring, though. Defense, you played outstanding defense. Listen, playing with the anonymous baller, the anonymous baller needs help. He might need a pick. He might need a walker, a cane.
Might need a pension plan.
The Ben Gay, you might need all those things, right? Just to some sports gel around the
Icy hot.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Icy hot. You never know he needs a lot of help, and you gave him that help, and that's where the chemistry comes from. An unselfish player who's willing to make sacrifices for the team. And boy, I'm spending a lot of time talking about the guy in third place. Should we move on?
Yeah, let's see who's.
Well, now
second place.
I kind of feel like once I announce the second place that
We're gonna know.
who's first. So should we just announce the first now?
I think we should announce the first.
Okay, I think it makes most sense. So, first place in MVP, the player that most people voted for and said, "Hey, you're the most dominant player in this league," is Mr. Joe Brown. Joe Brown, congratulations! You are an outstanding player. You're a great teammate, and I also, before I go on, here's the thing, man. I spent a lot of time talking about Barnes, and everybody spends time talking about Joe Brown and the guy who came in second place, Seth Cornett. Nah, I'm kidding, Ryan. Ryan Wolf, second place. It was a close race, but Joe edged him out. And where I was going with that, I spent a whole bunch of time talking about Barnes. But it's because everybody talks about Joe, everybody talks about Ryan. Both of you guys are amazing basketball players. You're the leaders in this league, and without you guys, it wouldn't be nearly as fun to play when you don't have some big dog to go after, or somebody who set the bar, and you say, well, man, I'd like to score. I'd like to be that number one scorer this week or today. And you always, at least that's how I feel. I'm like, one day I want to see Ryan in second place, and I don't think he ever was. I think he finished in first place in every.
I think he got
Oh!
third in one.
Well, that was the week. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Barnes went on.
That's right. So in 10 games, I believe, 9 games he finished first in scoring for that particular, I say week, but that day's games. So anyway, both of you, outstanding jobs. Congratulations. So now what we have left is we're going to talk about, well, I don't know. We don't want to announce all the names, but next season we're going to be putting together. I already have a good idea of the teams that we're going to be putting up there and going forward with. I think we'll be pretty competitive. I think, there's been some leaks from the administrative offices, so I think people have a general idea. And you never know, they'll change, because who knows if half the people on that list might either graduate, get terminated, go in WBL, or
you never know. I'm looking at it right now. I'll definitely say that there's some interesting dynamics, some interesting teams, and it's going to be an exciting season next year.
All right, so that's right. And so after that, let's also the next show that we'll get the champions from season 2 in here. We'll do a little interview with them, let them get their trophy presentation, and again, all these names here on these placards in the back. The picture here on the wall that shows the championship team. It's going to be different next show. So anyway, thank you so much. I want to thank my good friend Nick here for hanging out with me. Outstanding job, man. I think we got something going on here.
Well, maybe permanent position.
Yeah, right, yeah. It's man, we'll see what the contract negotiations, where the contract negotiations go, and if we can work something out that fits your budget, then maybe we can do something. Anyway, all right. So that's this week's review of the SPO Ballers League. We appreciate all you guys watching. Make sure you share it with your friends. Hit the like button. Show us some appreciation for the time and effort we put in. And we'll talk to you next week.